Hi, Helena. How are you? Uh, Thank you so much for the privilege of sharing the Manoushe Street family and telling you a bit about our culture. Just as a quick intro, Manoushe Street is one of the fastest growing Middle Eastern fast food eateries in Dubai that serves the traditional dough-based manaish. I'm sure all of you there are familiar with what manaish is. And I'd say fastest growing because we're growing in a ridiculous volume. So basically, we have 16 branches in the UAE at the moment, with a few more to come for this year. We also have partnerships with our franchisees across the Middle East, including places like Kuwait and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, soon to come, hopefully by this year, and in Egypt as well. We have some huge plans. I wish I could share our plans with you right now, but I'm going to stop there and say that we're, we're planning on taking over the world with Manoushe Street. That's a very good question, actually. I think culture is everything. I think culture is the ultimate destination that we should all be aiming for. I mean, nowadays with technology and advancements in the information age, I think it's very easy to mimic a product or service, but it's absolutely impossible to mimic a culture. And to me, culture is everything. It's your personality, it's your DNA, it's what you're all about. And people are becoming more aware of the impact of culture and employer branding in today's workplace. Actually, I love that question because I get to share my history. Basically, I worked in the corporate world for over a decade. I climbed the ladder very quickly uh, until I reached a point where I was no longer happy with what I was doing. I felt like a slave, as harsh as that may sound, but that's literally how I felt. So a few years ago, I decided to take a year off just to think things through, do some soul searching, if you want to call it. And basically, I came to the realization that I was looking for success in the wrong places. Success and happiness were not aligned whatsoever for me. And I went through a tough time to kind of realize that success is happiness and vice versa. So I made a conscious decision to join a company that shared my belief and my mindset when it came to success and happiness. So basically, it was an absolute coincidence when I met the CEO of Manoushe Street, um, and he asked me one question, and this question was actually what triggered my willingness uh, and decision to join the company. So the CEO asked me, "How are you going to make several hundred employees happy?" And no other executive throughout my career asked me that question. Um, and that's what triggered it. I decided there and then that I'm going to join this company. And that's exactly what I've been doing at Manoushe Street. I've been ensuring that everyone is happy and successful. So I wanted a type of employer and overall mindset um, that knew that you had to be happy to be successful in a nutshell. As cliche as that may sound, but that's the kind of employer I wanted to join. Example of the culture we have in place when it comes to performance management. I mean, we're not your typical company who would just assess based on individual performance or individual KPIs. Basically, we assess people based on how many people they've developed. So, and how many people are happy within their team. So we have something called Manoushe Street's Happiness Survey, where we check the happiness level shown in a meter for each branch and each location and the company overall. So people are empowered by making sure their teams are content, their teams are happy. So we do this randomly. There's no given time or place for this. Also, this kind of philosophy is embedded in our annual review process. So, how many people did you promote? How many people graduated from the Manoushe Street Academy? How many people did you retain? And that's what good performance is at Manoushe Street. It's not about your individual um, your individual achievements or or reaching your departmental KPIs or goals. It's about the whole team. So it's either the whole team wins or nobody wins. Uh, Also, we have an open door policy where people can come and they can share any problem they have with us. Also, we can coach them not only when it comes to job skills, but when it comes to mind or emotional intelligence or body. So we understand that unless your mind, body, and soul are in content, then you cannot possibly be happy. So we have some people who come to our department who want, for example, a nutritional plan or a training program at the gym, and that's something that I'm privileged to share as well. That's something that I enjoy as a side hobby, and I'm sharing this with everyone in the company. So health is something that health and fitness is something that we really promote at Manoushe Street, and it contributes a lot towards your happiness, overall happiness levels. Uh, Also, some of the training programs we give cover things pertaining to human behavior, self-reflection, how to reflect on your thoughts, your feelings every time you get angry. We cover things like transference and projection, halos, horns, all these things. So I'd say awareness and self-reflection is very highly embedded into the Manoushe Street culture. We also have something called the in-store learning coach system, where anyone who wants to share his knowledge, share his skills, and share his growth with everyone, he has the opportunity to apply for an in-house coach position. So he undergoes train the trainer program that we developed in-house, and once he graduates, then he's a coach. So the learning and the growth is spread throughout every single branch. So we don't only utilize our training and development team. We have many people on the ground who are also trainers and coaches. I was actually waiting for that question, Helena. So the impact. So let's talk about our retention. So basically, our turnover is at 50% of what the industry standard is. And that's not by coincidence. I mean, people are staying on board. They love the growth. They love the journey. If I could describe Manoushe Street, I'd say each employee's tenure is like a very long life coaching session, and a place where they're growing day by day. So they're happy to stay, and it's not about the money. It's not about the benefits. It's about how they're contributing to themselves. Also, I mean, since our employees are happy, our customers are happy with the service. It's a very natural service that's being given. We don't kind of confine our employees to follow certain scripts or build a box for them. We empower them to share their happiness with customers. So our motivation levels are just phenomenal at Manoushe Street. And look at our growth. I mean, we started in 2010, and look at the number of locations we have and how we're spread all over the Middle East. And that's not by coincidence or luck. That's because of the culture we built. Um, my main advice to business leaders would be to reevaluate and rethink what success really means to you. Um, and you need to start realizing that we've reached a place now where culture is your end goal. And as a result of reaching this end goal, you will reap the benefits. It's not the other way around. Stop looking at the other end of the equation. Um, a happy culture is a successful culture. A successful culture is a successful company. There's no other way of looking at it. Um, and a lot of executives and business owners are suffering because um, they're looking at it from the other end of the equation. They're looking to gain profits and become successful, but are willing to compromise culture in the process. It doesn't work. It never will work. It might have worked 30 years ago in the industrial era, but we're at an age now where people want to be happy and customers want to be happier, and success and happiness are aligned.